In a world where we constantly compare ourselves to others, it's easy to fall into the trap of feeling inadequate or dissatisfied with who we are. But what if I told you that the key to happiness lies not in comparing ourselves to others, but in embracing our own uniqueness? Today, we're going to delve into a profound lesson from Buddhism, where we'll explore how to stop comparing yourself to others, build self-confidence, and start loving yourself just as you are. This is not just about self-love in the conventional sense, but a deeper understanding of what it truly means to be at peace with yourself. The Buddhist teachings. Buddhism teaches us that we are all unique, like flowers in a garden, each beautiful in its own way. In one of the Buddhist stories, he shares the wisdom of understanding our own worth, not through the eyes of comparison, but through self-awareness and acceptance. Let me share this wisdom with you through a story that can change your life. The story of Mira and the Weaver's Path. Once upon a time, in a village not so far from here, there lived a young woman named Mira. Mira was a weaver, passionate about her craft. She spent countless hours creating beautiful woven pieces, each one a reflection of her dedication and passion. Yet, no matter how hard she tried, she was never satisfied with her work. She would often look at the work of a renowned weaver named Raffle and feel a deep sense of inadequacy. Raffle's pieces were flawless, immaculate, and revered by the villagers. Mira, on the other hand, felt that her work lacked the same level of perfection. Every time she saw Raffle's pieces, she would feel her heart sink, believing her own work was inferior. One day, while walking through the forest, Mira encountered an old sage named Shanka. Shanka, wise beyond years, could see through Mira's struggles and kindly addressed her. Mira, your passion and dedication to weaving are commendable, but tell me, why do you compare yourself to others? Why do you measure your worth by Raffle's work? Shanka asked. Mira, taken aback, replied, but master, Raffle's work is so perfect. How can mine compare? Shanka smiled and gently responded. Perfection can sometimes blind us to the true beauty in what we create. Yes, Raffle's work is beautiful, but your pieces have their own soul, their own unique beauty. You must stop comparing yourself to him and start appreciating what you bring into this world. Shanka's words deeply moved Mira. She began to see her creations in a new light. She realized that her work, like her heart, had its own story, its own energy. It wasn't about perfection, it was about authenticity. Her craft was an expression of her soul, and that alone made it beautiful. The lesson. Buddha's teachings remind us that we are all like flowers on a lake, each one unique, each one with its own beauty. Just like no two flowers on the water are the same, no two people are the same. We all have something special within us, something that no one else can replicate. Yet, many of us spend our lives comparing ourselves to others, believing that we fall short, that we are not good enough. This is a trap that leads to dissatisfaction and self-doubt. We constantly measure our worth based on what others have or what others can do, forgetting that our own worth is inherent. True self-acceptance comes when we stop comparing ourselves to others and start embracing our own beauty, our own uniqueness. Shanka's words to Mira were a wake-up call. You must stop comparing your worth to others. Your beauty is unique. It is not about being perfect. It is about being authentic. And that is the heart of Buddhist wisdom on self-acceptance. The journey to self-love begins with understanding that there is no need to compare ourselves to anyone else. We are each on our own path, and it is only by accepting our imperfections that we can truly begin to shine. Why comparison leads to suffering. In today's world, social media and the constant display of other people's successes can make comparison even more tempting. We see people with seemingly perfect lives, perfect bodies, and perfect careers. This constant comparison can chip away at our self-esteem and cause unnecessary suffering. But the truth is, what we see online is often an illusion. People's lives are not as perfect as they may seem. Everyone has their own struggles, their own challenges, and their own imperfections. When we compare ourselves to others, we are only comparing our reality to a filtered version of someone else's. Buddhist teachings encourage us to look inward rather than outward. To truly find peace, we must learn to accept ourselves as we are, without the need for external validation. When we stop comparing ourselves, we free ourselves from the cycle of suffering and self-doubt. We allow ourselves to grow and evolve in our own way, without the pressure of being someone else. The practice of self-acceptance. So, how do we begin this practice of self-acceptance? Here are some steps that can help you embrace your uniqueness. Reflect on your strengths. Take time each day to reflect on the things that make you special. What are your talents, your passions, your values? Focus on these qualities and celebrate them. Embrace your imperfections. Understand that perfection is not the goal. It is our imperfections that make us human, and they are often the source of our greatest growth. Embrace your flaws, as they are a part of who you are. Silence the inner critic. We all have an inner voice that tells us we're not good enough. Challenge this voice by reminding yourself that you are enough as you are. Practice positive self-talk and cultivate a mindset of self-compassion. Stop comparing yourself to others. Every time you find yourself comparing your life to someone else's, stop. Remind yourself that everyone has their own journey, and yours is just as valuable. Find peace in the present moment. Instead of worrying about what others are doing or what you should be doing, focus on the present. Meditation and mindfulness can help you cultivate inner peace and self-acceptance. The transformative power of self-acceptance. When we embrace ourselves fully, with all our strengths and weaknesses, we tap into a transformative power. We stop living in fear of judgment, and we start living authentically. We no longer need external validation because we've learned to validate ourselves. This is the power of Buddhism's teachings on self-acceptance. By looking inward and embracing who we are, we free ourselves from the chains of comparison and begin to live a life of true fulfillment. When we accept ourselves, we invite peace, joy, and clarity into our lives. Conclusion. The journey to self-acceptance is not always easy, but it is one of the most powerful and transformative paths you can take. As Buddha said, "You are the light of the world." You have the power to shine without the need for others to validate your worth. Let go of the need to compare yourself to others. Embrace your unique beauty and recognize that your journey is your own. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you begin to truly see your worth, and that is where the magic happens. Remember, you are the only one who can tell your story, and it is beautiful just as it is. And if you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom from the teachings of Buddha. Stay tuned for more on how you can transform your life and embrace your true self.